Most people think saving money is safe, responsible, smart, the right thing to do. But what if I told you that the money sitting quietly in your bank account is actually losing value every single day and you can't see it happening? No warning, no notification, no dramatic crash, just silent erosion. Cash doesn't feel dangerous because it doesn't move, it doesn't fluctuate, it doesn't scare you. And that's exactly why it's so risky. My name is Rick, and I spend a lot of time studying money psychology and the hidden forces that shape financial decisions. This video isn't telling you to stop being responsible, it's explaining why cash feels safe while quietly working against you. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. When you save money in cash, you're not protecting it, you're slowly giving up its future. Inflation doesn't need permission. It doesn't ask for your approval. It simply reduces what your money can buy, year after year. And while you're doing everything right, your purchasing power is doing everything wrong. What makes this even more dangerous is how invisible the loss is. If your investments dropped 10%, you'd panic. If your cash lost 10% to inflation, you wouldn't even notice. Your balance stays the same, but your life gets more expensive. That's why cash is the most deceptive asset you own. It feels stable, it feels calm, it feels responsible. But stability without growth is decay. And once you understand that, the way you think about money changes forever. Most people don't lose money because they make reckless decisions. They lose money because they make comfortable ones. Leaving cash in the bank feels like doing nothing wrong. No risk, no stress, no volatility. But doing nothing is still a decision. And when inflation exists, doing nothing has a cost. Here's the part almost no one talks about. If inflation averages just 3% per year, which is conservative, your money loses about half its purchasing power over 24 years. That means $10,000 saved today quietly turns into the equivalent of $5,000 in the future. Not because you spent it, not because you were irresponsible, but because time worked against you. Cash is the only asset that guarantees a loss over long periods. Stocks fluctuate, real estate moves up and down, businesses fail and succeed, but cash only goes one direction, down. The reason this feels counterintuitive is psychological. Our brains evolved to fear visible danger, not invisible decay. A market crash feels terrifying because it's loud. Inflation feels harmless because it's quiet. So we avoid short-term discomfort and accept long-term damage. That's not logic, that's wiring. Now, let me be very clear. This video is not telling you to put every dollar you own into risky investments. Cash has a purpose. Emergency funds matter. Liquidity matters. Peace of mind matters. The problem starts when cash becomes a long-term strategy instead of a short-term tool. Once you have enough cash to handle emergencies, everything beyond that should have a job. Money that doesn't work works against you. Here's another mistake people make. They think investing is about being smart. It's not. It's about being patient. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need secret knowledge. You don't need to beat the market. You need exposure to growth. Because while cash is shrinking, productive assets are compounding. Even a modest 7% annual return doubles your money roughly every 10 years. Cash does the opposite. It cuts it in half. The real danger isn't losing money, it's losing time. Every year your money sits idle is a year compound interest never gets back, and time is the only resource you can't replace. This is why wealthy people don't ask, "Is this risky?" They ask, "What's the cost of not investing?" Because the biggest risk isn't volatility, it's stagnation. The goal isn't to eliminate risk, that's impossible. The goal is to choose which risk you want to live with, the visible risk of markets or the invisible certainty of inflation. Once you understand this, saving money stops feeling like an achievement. Positioning money does. And that's the shift that changes everything. Cash is a tool, not a destination. Use it wisely, then move it where time works for you, not against you.